Okay, so Ironheart.
Yes.
Oh, what was about the project that said, you know what, I want to come on board?
I mean, everything really. I mean, first of all, who turns down a chance to be in the MCU? But no, I mean, I was very fortunate that they called me and asked me to, submit and all that because it was just a fantastic experience the whole way through.
Now, one of the things when you have a superhero movie, one of the challenges is balancing the fantastical world, because obviously we're loving the world, but the character. Like, you don't want the character to get lost. What was the challenges in making sure it was always about the character and that you didn't get drowned out by the fantastical world?
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Riri and her kind of musical tableau is that we always wanted to make sure she had, import. So had the ability to be kind of big and brash, but also at the same time kind of speak to like the girl genius of it all. Because like she's a much younger character than a lot of the other superheroes. She's very invested in tech and has this insatiable need for knowledge. So there are a lot of kind of like synth elements in there that made her feel, young and also very kind of tech.
Okay, so I'm always curious about, I know everything you work on is your baby, everything. Was there a scene or sequence or a moment that you're most proud of? Like, ooh, this is something special.
Yeah, I mean, there were a few moments. I mean, if we weren't going to talk about Ironheart specifically, there are some moments, we used a lot of bucket drums, which was a lot of fun, to kind of speak to the Chicago of it all. So there are some sequences in episode 2 where it's just, bucket drums and they're, she's dragging this giant suit through her mom's house and there are some elements when she's like, in the tunnel heist, where, you have your big orchestra, but you also have a lot of synths and the addition of bucket drums kind of add a fun flavor.
So you touched on something else I want to ask you about another work, The Invitation.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What drew you to that project?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you have meetings with directors and you're like, oh, that felt nice, right? It was like a good date. And yeah, like when I first met with Jess Thompson, I was like, yeah, that felt great. And thankfully she felt the same. So yeah, that was fun. It was very collaborative, and it was she really gave me a lot of room to experiment and do weird things. Like there were, we would have playbacks and she was like, I think you can be even weirder. And I'm like, yes. Because like sometimes you have to kind of toe that line of, being cinematic and being eerie and being strange. But yeah, I mean, that was, we used a lot of vocals in that score to kind of represent the 3 brides of Dracula. And when I recorded them, I recorded everyone forward. And then I reversed them, and then put on a bunch of like processing and stuff just to make it feel like, there's a familiarity of the voice, but there's something off about it. So it kind of gets in that, uncanny valley